What's happening, guys? I'm going to be using a headset today. Maybe you could hear me a little bit better. It's just a little bit of a homestead update for you guys. As of late, we've been working on some different projects. One being, I did my first bonsai tree. I just bought this from Walmart. I had some time at work and wanted to give it a shot. See how it worked for me. We also have, I don't know if y'all can see, our nursery is starting to get set up. You can see all of our young plants, and then we have much more mature plants on the bottom. Of course, I've updated our herb garden, as you can see. You can hear the birds. It's a great morning. We also have expanded our garden a little bit. Kind of hear the chickens in the background. So as you know, we have all of our rows kind of lined out, but that is my favorite part. We took a little bit of time progressively, a little time here, a little time there. My dad and I, we built a chicken tractor, which I'm excited. As I told you guys, I do not want to be doing, dealing with these weeds all the time, but it is a necessary part of life here until we get wood mulch. And then even after that, we're still going to need something to deal with it. So if you can give me 1 second, we'll see if we can get a good shot. It's not going to let me, so we're just going to have to do it this way. As you can see, we have this here for airflow. This is to help with predators on this piece right here. You can kind of see, I don't know if y'all can see it. We have our mama and her chicks in here. We have waters and feeders. Yeah. We had actually, if y'all remember on our other videos, and if not, I'll try and post some tags on here for y'all to go check those out. But our mama actually, after we separated them, she kept getting out in the river down, in the bank, and I just got tired of chasing her, so we put her in chicken jail. When we did that, she automatically took to her chicks again. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But because she took so well to them, we didn't have to put the heat lamp out here, even though they are only about a week and a half old. And we are able to go ahead and throw them in the chicken tractor because she will take care of them. I came out this morning. They weren't even in the heat lamp. Today's actually when I removed it. And they were all underneath her. In fact, one jumped on top of her and was telling her good morning. I'm pretty pleased with it. We're going to see, and I will update you guys on how well they actually do in terms of taking care of the grass that's here. Let's see if we can kind of show you. You can see that it's a little heavy and dense in this area right here. This is the area I'll be having them work on. I pretty much take care of that for right now. I'm thinking we'll probably end up with about 2 or 3 in total, and we'll be using it since we only garden during like summer, springtime. That'll be our grow out season. I'm using that term loosely, obviously. That's when we're going to be trying to grow out the most of our chicks. That way they're not in the house. I don't really have to worry about them as much. Let me see if we can show you guys some of our plants. They are starting to get big. Yeah, I think that's a bell pepper. We had some birds kind of destroying our crops, so I went ahead and let the dogs in the garden, and they have been protecting it. Our jalapenos are coming in. Let's see if we can get you can kind of see some of our Roma tomatoes coming in. These are our mother plants. Ooh, let's see if we can get you guys a good shot over here. I had one with the tomato. Where did they go? There it is. So I don't know if you guys can kind of see. We got our tomatoes. These are, I believe this is one of the early birds that I had gotten for free. And our squash and zucchini don't seem to be doing as well this year. I need to start taking a little bit better care of them. But as you can see, we do have some fruits starting to bloom. I think it's a mixture of overwatering and underwatering. Here it was raining. It was very, very hard to determine how much water they needed. So we kind of let it dry out real good. It's been getting back up to a couple, 100 degrees or so. We let everything dry out real good to where it's kind of sandy on the outside, but on this inside here, see if we can get you all a good look. You can see it's still a little damp. So that's one of the reasons I like to keep the weeds here, is they help, you know, just kind of use up some of that excess water. So that's why I'll grow it a little dense down there, and very minimal on the outside, so the tomatoes have all that extra water to themselves. We're starting to set up our rows, which is pretty important. This year, we have done rows in the past. Sorry. But this year, so what we're going to be doing is, as you can see, we have a line right here. Right here. All these tunnels. So basically what we're going to be doing is, let's see if we can get a better shot. Aha! So we'll be having heavy fruiters on both sides, and then I'll have zucchini growing underneath like a ground cover. And then in the center, there's a little bit of a dead space in the air. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be growing out corn and okra. So, you know, they fruit kind of high up, generally higher than our tomatoes. After they've hit the tunnel, they'll kind of go back down, and we'll be trimming them and stuff. But basically, that way our rows, even though be it they're about 4 foot wide, 5 foot wide, we'll be maximizing our you know, our vegetable production. So that way I can run 3 rows going across, and even though we're still filling all of that out, on the end cap over here, plants that need a lot more water, generally vines that are producing really heavy fruits. So our watermelons, cantaloupes, cucumbers, things like that, you know, berries, bushes. This is a good one. You can see our watermelons kind of starting to take off. So there's a fence right here on our neighbors. We're actually going to be growing them all towards the fence to kind of cover this area, while we have 2 of the rows I was talking about on this side. And of course, as I had stated, we have this little bit of a dead space here, which will be a continuation of the rows. We just need a little bit of a walkway coming through here so we can access the rows on both sides. And the chicken tractor will actually be going down the walkways, since the plants will kind of help suppress weeds whenever we're dense cropping like that, intercropping, to where, you know, they help each other, and we'll be going through less water. Our spinach that we have going, I think it's a slow bowl or Egyptian or something, is doing phenomenal. I honestly was not ready for how well this plant would do, and in just a matter of time, we I don't know if y'all remember, we got it as a little baby, and it just exploded. So we're letting it do its thing. It's loving it. And of course, over at our nursery, we have, you know, a couple of like bushes and trees that we clone and stuff right over here. I added a mulch layer around the bottom, and they are doing fabulous. They're not going through as much water. They're not complaining about the heat as much. So I would strongly recommend doing it in a mulched area, just to keep water available and keep those roots cool. That's pretty much it. We haven't really worked on too much else. I think I've done videos on everything else so far. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys. That's just what we've learned so far. I'll do another video on our next set of projects, because we are working on some new watering systems. And again, this is all recycled material. The chicken tractor that I've been showing you, the only thing we did, we spent $3 on hinges, 2 hinges. That's it. Everything else we already had lying around, somebody was getting rid of. The tin came from a barn that was being torn down somewhere else. All the lumber came from somewhere else that they were tearing something down. So don't be afraid to get creative. That's one of the reasons I enlisted the help of my dad, because he has a stockpile of different stuff like that. So y'all have a good day out there. Be kind, be safe, and enjoy.